So from today, we are going to start with all the MBIs, right?
Okay, ma'am.
So initially, we will be doing the pranayam session, and then we will be moving forward with MBI. So first, I'll make you write certain things about the MBI, that how you have to make the script, okay, and then we'll practice it. So you will the subject, okay, and I'll instruct you, and that's how you'll experience and actually understand that how it works practically. So then you provide somebody with these instructions, you actually know that how you have to go about as an instructor.
Yep.
So we're going to start with
Okay, ma'am.
Anulom Vilom 5 rounds at your count, at your pace. 3, 2, 1. To be aware about your breathing patterns, about the sensations that your breath creates at your chest, at your belly, at your nostrils. While doing so, if your mind wanders away, just keep that into awareness. Be conscious about it. Sense it. And bring your attention back to your breath. So let us move on to the next pranayam. middle Bhastrika. Let your face on the count of 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Relax yourself. Keep on being mindful about your breathing. One last time, take a deep breath. Inhale. Relax yourself. Be mindful about your breath. Three rounds of Anulom Vilom to normalize your breath. Bhramri. At your pace on the count of 3, 2, 1. What is it? We're going to normalize your breath. Oh, now gently close your eyes. And then we'll practice back. Raise your eyebrows a little more. Yeah. All right, relax yourself. So the question arises that how you have been listening me, learning from me since day one that ma'am says that you have to be mindful about your thought, you need to be mindful about your emotions, right? But how do actually we do that? Okay. So how do we work with emotions and thoughts more mindfully? Correct. So first and foremost, we need to understand that we are not here to neutralize or nullify any of our emotions or thoughts. Okay, we are here rather to handle it more skillfully. Correct. If anybody says that in mindfulness you are, uh, you have to neutralize your emotions or thoughts, and or mindfulness is equal to equanimity, or there is no good, there is no bad, right? We are neutralizing everything. There is no happiness, there is no sorrow. But actually, that is not the scenario when it comes to acknowledging your thoughts and your emotions. Rather, we are asking in mindfulness to be aware and be observant about each of your thought, be it very minute, but be observant about each and every thought of yours and emotion of yours. Correct? So, we have to simply become aware about it. Okay, how once we become aware about it, we are one step closer towards that emotion or towards that thought. All right, and that is how we are trying to establish a relationship with that particular thought or emotion. Correct. As soon as we develop a relationship, we establish that rapport with our thought and with our emotion, followed with a lot of awareness, understand what is the problem, why people get anxious, get stressed, are not able to get panic, are not able to actually understand completely their emotions and their thoughts, is because we all are creating a mental sheet, okay, that we apprehend, okay, we assume, okay, that this could be the repercussions or the consequences of this particular emotion, this particular thought. We fear it. And that is how a defense mechanism comes of escaping, right? We do not really want to go towards it, okay, feel it, experience it. Rather, we are escaping from understanding and from acknowledging that particular emotion or thought. Now, not the reason, but see the process. How does it work? It is not that we do not, you know, forget about that we understanding that emotion or that thought. First and foremost, we do not only acknowledge its presence. अगर मैं आपको बोलूं कि रिया, you fear, you know, from something that has happened to you in your past that you are not sharing, that you do not want to, face it, right? You will say, ma'am, no, that is not the scenario. In reality, however, you know that it is something that you are fearing, that you are scared through, right? That you do not really want it to have its influences in your present. right? We do not really want to understand, and we do not really want to, make it like non-influencing. When it will become non-influencing, when you will actually experience it, deal with it, and get done with it. Otherwise, each one of us, okay, want to just put it somewhere deep down within us, let it affect ourselves. कुछ भी ऐसा trigger आ गया environment में, okay, we will again go back to it. We will get carried away by it. We will get affected by it. We are not really in sync with what is happening if that got triggered, okay. So all of these happens, and there are a lot of other things which gets affected at that moment. What is really getting affected is your present, because anything of your past that you have not really, हम बोलने के लिए बोलते हैं कि we have moved on, but we actually have not. You can only move on from anything when you will establish a relationship, which is a relationship which tells you that yes, we are sorted. That is what we have to do with our own selves, right? With our emotions, with our thoughts. Then only, if anything comes up, what will happen is that anything which will come to you in your future, you will not fear it. You will be ready for it, because you have done and you have dealt with it. वो situation जब reality में आएगा, you exactly know how you have to work, right? So just because you are not able to be in the present moment of something that has been in your past, that is deep down rooted within you, which is affecting a lot of your factors, okay, a lot of your well-being, a lot of aspects of your well-being, right? You get triggered by it anytime, right? And it gets its influences in your present. That is also going to be not so good with your future also. And that is why we always fear कि नहीं, अगर मैं ये करूंगी और फिर मेरे साथ वैसा हुआ था वैसा होगा तो फिर से, because we are not sorted with it. We have some residue within our own selves regarding that thing. We have to just establish a relationship with it. All right, where we are acknowledging it, where we are understanding it, and we are simply accepting it as it is. Associated with this, we also need to understand, as I told you before, that we are not what we feel and what we think. Correct? It is just a part of us. And it is very much a part of you. So it is your responsibility towards your own self to accept it and be in a sync, in a sorted relationship with it. Right? So if you are not going to initiate, all right, it is going to be a problem for you. It's going to keep on affecting you. Unless and until you will, with a lot of awareness and consciousness, you'll say, hey, you, I understand. You are a part of me. That's fine. Let's be in a relationship. Okay, let's sort it out. So this is what we are going to do with the technique called RAIN. Okay, RAIN, RAIN.
Okay, RAIN.
RAIN. Okay, it's an MBI, mindfulness-based intervention. All right. So RAIN is an acronym. Okay, it's a technique. Okay, which was given by around about 20 years ago by Michelle McDonald. Okay, so Michelle McDonald gave this technique for us to manage our inner integrity, okay, in the difficult times.
Okay.
When we are in some situations of life where it is not really happening for us, okay, we can practice rain and we can maintain our inner integrity. Correct? We can handle difficult emotions more skillfully, right? So this can be practiced by anybody. There is no specifications to it that it can only be practiced by this group of people or that group of people. It can be practiced by anybody. It has been developed in such a way that it can be practiced by anybody. Correct? 18 plus are to be practiced. Okay, not the children below that age. Okay. Now, how does rain help us? Okay. Rain help us to manage our difficult emotions and thoughts that I told you. Correct. It reduces our stress. Okay. And anxiety, depression. Okay. And it enhances our sleep quality.
Okay.
So if you practice rain before going to bed, it will be of great help. Okay. And one another thing which is of great significance is that it improves our focus. Okay. And so we are able to enhance our mental tranquility.
Okay.
Okay. So this is how rain helps us. Okay. So let us understand that what each one of them. Okay. So R stands for a different thing, A stands for a different thing, I stands for a different thing, and so on. N also stands for a different thing. And it's a process, my dear. So it has to go in that way. Okay. It has to be practiced in that way. We have to instruct it in that way. Correct? So let us understand that what does R stand for? Okay. So R stand for recognition.
Pardon?
Recognition.
Recognition. Okay.
Okay. To recognize what is happening within us. It can be a memory of certain event. It can be a thought. It can be a emotion. Okay. You simply have to recognize of what is happening within yourself. Correct?
Okay.
Right. Then A. Okay. A stands for to allow and accept. However things are. So A stands for allow whatever is flowing to you, whatever is coming to you in your mind, in your heart, all right, in your body. If you're having any sensations associated with particular emotion, particular thought, let it flow within you. Experience it. Okay. Don't escape from it. Correct. Don't carried away by it. Simply let it flow through you. Okay. You allow. All right. And gradually you accept it. Correct. As it is. Okay. Now, third important step is I. Okay. What does I stand for? I stands for investigation of inner experience. Okay. What is happening within you? Ask yourself. You can prompt yourself with questions. Okay. What is happening? Why is it happening? How does it make you feel? How does you see it? How it's the nature of it? Is it something which is too important for you to experience? What is it? Investigate. Where does it come from? Why? And then last stage is non-identification. As I told you, you are not what you think and what you feel. You need to practice detachment, whatever it is. Well, be it a memory, be it a emotion, be it a thought, be it a sensation. Practice non-identification, that this is not me, this is just a part of me, and it's okay if it is a part of me. We need to let go of that. Detachment has to be practiced. Correct?
Mhm.
So RAIN, rain. Now, I want you to experience it practically. Okay? Just relax yourself, close your eyes. Okay? Be in a position where you are upright straight. Okay? Because you need to experience, all right, with perfect wakeful consciousness. Right? So, relax your body. It is not that you need to, you need to have a stiff posture. No. Okay, you can have a relaxed posture, all right, but make your subjects or your training when teach your students, all right, let them practice it in the upright posture, because as soon as you will let yourself go in a resting position or in a lying position, you are not, your intensity of wakeful consciousness decreases, which we do not want when it comes to rain. Okay.
Mhm.
MBI is where we make the subject practice in a lying posture, in a sleeping posture, but not in rain. Okay. All of these are requisites you need to really remember it. Okay. All right. So I want you to close your eyes, be in a relaxed posture, keep everything aside. Okay. Be within your own self, be by your own, with your own self. Okay.
I need a moment. I need to put my phone on charging because laptop is not working today. That's why I got late. Just a moment. Now it's done.
Take a moment to recognize that a strong emotion is present, and gently turn towards what you are experiencing in an open and non-judgmental way. Be in the present moment and experience what is happening in your body and mind. The emotions, the thoughts, and sensations that are here within you. it can be helpful to mentally name it. See, for example, I am feeling stressed, or I am feeling overwhelmed. This recognition of what you are feeling opens up the inner space and brings you into full contact with yourself and the actuality of the present moment. Recognize. Once you have recognized it, we will move on to the next step of allowing. Allowing means to let it be as it is. You are acknowledging and accepting your present moment reality. Allowing does not mean that we have to like the situation. But it means that we aim to soften, to calm our mental resistance to what is happening. This step is important because we often have the unconscious impulse to push away, suppress, or ignore difficult emotions. When we engage in inner struggles in these ways, we are unknowingly creating more suffering and tension. In this unconscious struggle, we also tend to caught up in our thoughts and emotions. Therefore, we are more likely to react rather than being able to choose a conscious response. By allowing, we are able to bring an inner yes to our present moment experience. You may have noticed almost immediately a sense of softening and ease around the emotion experience. Now that you have recognized and allowed this emotion, you can choose to investigate it. You might feel that you do not really need the step, just the recognition and acceptance is important and is enough. But at times there will be situations when you will be naturally drawn to using this step. So to investigate, you can mentally inquire with the questions like, why do I feel this way? Are there events that happened ahead of the emotion that might have influenced it? Are there any physiological factors, such as not getting enough sleep, that are affecting this emotion? What do I really need right now? Are there any actions that I could take to nurture and support myself? Can I support myself with anything in this difficult time? Prompt yourself with these questions and try to find out the answers for it. These questions can help you come in and develop a wiser relationship with your emotions and thoughts. You should notice, and I should bring it to your notice, that with this process of investigation, you are actually choosing to have a conscious response which will foster a more meaningful life. Investigation may even resolve the emotion completely at times. However, that is not our goal in mindfulness. In this last stage, you turn your attention to the simple realization that you are not your mind, nor you are your emotion. You are that awareness that is always there underneath every thought, emotion, and perception. You are that awareness. Non-identification means that your sense of you, who you are, is not fused or defined by your thoughts and emotions. And this will bring a natural sense of freedom and ease. That will give you a sense of having a peace in the middle of all of it. No matter how intense and painful the emotional storm is, there is always a part of you which is still silent and untouched. Now gently rub your hands, rub your palms. Put it on your face, on your eyes, on your forehead, on your head, neck, arms, shoulders, stomach, thighs and legs. How was your experience?
Initially, when you say recognize, so at that time I was blank, like what to recognize. Because at times जब हम सोचने बैठते हैं, मतलब जब हम खाली होते हैं ऐसे तो बहुत सारे थॉट्स आते हैं, बट when we are given a task कि आप ये काम करो, तो उस टाइम पे नहीं आता कुछ भी. And then मतलब investigation, मतलब then some reflections were there, मतलब related to day to day life, कुछ भी छोटा छोटा. And then when investigation was there, तो हाँ मतलब it was a kind of insight के मतलब अच्छा ये चीजें होती हैं, मतलब किस प्रोसेस से होती हैं, मतलब पूरा दिन में मतलब क्या रूटीन रहता है, किस प्रोसेस से होती है. then sorry then there was allow. So while I was allowing, after recognizing, it was like कि अच्छा मतलब अब धीरे धीरे सीरीज ऑफ इवेंट्स आ रहे हैं माइंड में. पहले तो कुछ I was blank, then there was series of events, and then I told you about investigate. And then मतलब फिर after investigation it was like थोड़ा sleepy हो गया था मेरे लिए, because like you said ke whatever things happen might be because not taking proper rest or whatever. So I was literally in that sleepy state. Matlab, I was listening to the instructions, but deep inside I was like rest kar lu thoda wo better hai. So this was all about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
This was just for emotion that I instructed you. You can, you know, give it for thought, give it for any memory of any event, any
Mm-hmm.
bodily sensation. Okay, all of that has been included in this, but you were particularly focusing about emotion when I was instructing you, right?
Yeah.
Depending upon your subject or your client, okay,
Mm-hmm.
you can change the script. For now, you will write it including everything into the script. Okay. But then if you when you will take a case history and when you will ask your client or your
Hmm.
what exactly brought you here, right, to mindfulness therapy,
Mm-hmm.
that person will tell you everything about whatever has happened or that particular problem area. Okay, or you need to pick out from whatever the person is speaking that what could be a problem area. Okay, problem
Mm-hmm.
कहाँ है, thought processes में है, emotions में है. Okay, कहाँ है, कोई इवेंट हो चुका है ट्रॉमेटिक, उससे नहीं उभर पा रहे हैं. ठीक है, जो कुछ
Mm-hmm.
स्पेसिफिकली उस चीज पे आप टारगेट करके यू कैन लेट देम प्रैक्टिस रेंज. So this is how you have to make the script for 4 steps. Okay. Yes, that is it. So this is how
Okay.
you can make your client practice.
Okay. So this MBI is for like if we talk about के in person करना है या फिर group में भी ले सकते हैं इसको. So this is more appropriate when we talk about like doing it in person.
Doing it in person.
Yeah.
It can be instructed to a group also, Simon, it at the same time.
Okay. But what you told me about history taking and all, तो वो चीज तो हम personalize करके ही कर सकते हैं ना इसको, and then changing my script according to that.
That has to be done, but it's so see, if you have such a situation कि जहाँ पे आपको आप कहीं पे कोई मास्टर क्लास ले रहे हैं या तो कहीं पे आपने कुछ अरेंज किया है, ठीक है, प्रैक्टिकल एस्पेक्ट्स ऑफ माइंडफुलनेस ऐसा कुछ है, तो देन यू लेट देम प्रैक्टिस इन अ ग्रुप आल्सो. तो फिर आपका स्क्रिप्ट कैसा रहेगा, जनरल रहेगा. ठीक है, क्योंकि देयर आर लॉट ऑफ पीपल और उनके साथ अलग अलग प्रॉब्लमेटिक एरियाज हो सकते हैं. किसी के साथ इमोशन हो सकता है, किसी के साथ थॉट हो सकता है, किसी के साथ कोई मेमोरी हो सकती है, किसी के लिए कोई बॉडीली सेंसेशन हो सकता है, पेन हो सकता है, because mindfulness is also utilized for pain management. Right?
Okay.
Any of these things can happen, and then at that particular time, okay, without taking a case history sort of a thing, you can keep a generalized script for real. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, got it.
Sure. We will move on to remembering the Almighty by praying for the well-being of this world, of our community, of our loved ones, of ourselves. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah.
Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah.
Sarve Santu Niramaya.
Sarve Santu Niramaya.
Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu.
Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu.
Ma Kaschat Dukh Bhave.
Ma Kaschat Dukh Bhave.
Om Shanti.
Om
Shanti.
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 Go down to all your teachers and to the Almighty and be grateful for this another day in life. All right. Namaskar. Thank you.
Namaskar. Ma'am, also look for the videos.
Yeah, I am checking what is wrong. Okay.
Mhm.
So I have actually served a lot of videos on YouTube, tutorial videos about what can be the problem. So I'm still
Okay.
figuring it out. Okay. I'll have a word with Guruji today. Okay, that what can be the situation, because let's see. But I'm figuring it out. If
Okay.
if if it is something which is problematic, maybe we will be sharing the videos to you
Mm-hmm.
by any other platform. So let's see.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.